Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Black Talent TV's Being the Talk, where we have influential conversation with influential guests in the entertainment business. My name is Simone Jackson. I am one of your guys' hosts.
Hi, everyone. My name is Philip Hernandez. I'm your other host. I'm the creative director and writer for Black Talent TV. And on today's episode, we are featuring some talented guests from an up-and-coming film called Just a Friend. The film is about a man and woman who try to defy the odds and prove that men and women can just be friends.
Just a Friend sounds like a perfect movie for Valentine's Day, which is coming up, everyone. We are really excited to have the cast here, but we are really glad to have them tuning in with us today.
Yes, and here today is the creator, director, producer, Annette Galloway, as well as three of the cast members, Erica Hubbard, Trey Ireland, and Takara Jones. Thank you guys for coming on. And we'll just start with having all of you give a brief bio. Annette, can you start with a brief bio on yourself?
Okay. Hey, Philip. Thank you guys for having us on the show today. So, as you said, I am the writer, producer, and director of Just a Friend, and I live in Chicago, which we are snowed in now, and I began my career as an actress and studying theater, film, and dance at the University of Toledo, and so I ultimately went back and on completing my degree at Governor State, I interned at a television network in Chicago, where I worked close with the producers. And an interesting tidbit is I discovered while casting for my recent film, Just a Friend, during my research, that Erica Hubbard was doing a show for that network I interned for called Up and Running, and I was one of the writers in my internship. So we chuckled about that. So I thought that was really cool how paths crossed later on in life. So, and then after I decided to make my transition into directing, I sharpened my skills by going to the New York Film Academy at Universal Studios for directing and filmmaking. So I did an intensive program there. And I started my production company, and to date I've done over a dozen films and stage projects and won a few awards along the way. So I did a feature film, my first feature in 2005, The Ultimate Betrayal, and that was a thriller, and we did a good job in Chicago. We sold out, and I did self-distribution. And recently, my biggest and favorite film so far, Just a Friend, a romantic comedy that I can't wait for everybody to see next week, Wednesday, Valentine's Day. So that's just a brief description of what I do, who I am.
Wow. Thank you, Annette.
You're welcome.
So we're going to move to Erica. Can you just give us a brief bio on yourself?
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me on the show. Hey. Let me try to sum everything up, what I've done, because I've been in the industry since I was 8 years old. My parents are stage parents. They're still stage parents to this day. So they started me out in Chicago, modeling, doing commercials, voiceovers, television and film. Fast forward, I went to Columbia College in Chicago. I graduated from Columbia, where I trained on stage with teachers that taught at Second City, the Goodman Theater, the Looking Glass, Steppenwolf. So I got a lot of my training from being a graduate from Columbia College in Chicago. But while I was there, I had the privilege and opportunity. I was blessed and grateful to pick up some work on Up and Running, as Annette, the director, said. And I also worked on Save the Last Dance, Early Edition, ER, Light It Up. And so I kind of knew that was a big deal because it was like, oh, okay, Chicago, we're getting some work. But when I got to LA after I graduated from Columbia College, it was a huge deal because Save the Last Dance made like over 60 million opening weekend, and every person would open their door to me in Hollywood. So I was like, they were like, you want to Save the Last Dance? Okay, we want to sign you. And so I was just like, oh, wow. Okay, so I already had my union card, which worked out very well. Fast forward, I signed with an agency here in Hollywood, and I ended up booking A Cinderella Story with Hilary Duff and Chad Michael Murray. Then I also booked Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants with Blake Lively. Then I started doing a lot of television, and I found myself booking and having the opportunity and being grateful to book a series called Lincoln Heights for ABC Family, which is now Freeform, and it's syndicated on Freeform. So I booked Lincoln Heights. I was on that series for 4 years. And then I stopped. I did Akeelah and the Bee with Angela Bass and Keke Palmer. So after I did Akeelah and the Bee, then I found myself on a show created by Jackie Edmonds Cofer and executive produced by Queen Latifah called Let's Stay Together on BET. And I did that for 4 years. And so I kind of went back to Chicago because my sister had cancer and I wanted to take care of her. So I kind of dropped everything. But, she kind of encouraged me, don't stop for me. Keep going, keep going, keep going. So with her advice, and I found myself doing a lot of great independence. And I think really at that point, I started to stretch my skills because I started doing all these independents, and I have like 5 coming out in this year, and ranging from comedy to drama to thriller. So I found myself lucky enough to work on this project back in Chicago called Just a Friend. And so the script was amazing. I'm happy that I'm a part of the cast with everyone, and I look forward to seeing it on Valentine's Day.
Wow.
Oh, great.
That is beyond.
Thank you.
Girl, how do you sleep? Like, I didn't hear anything about you sleeping because the whole time. How do you sleep?
I don't know. I don't know. Coffee, when I do sleep and then I wake up, I drink a lot of coffee.
Mr. Trey, can you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell the Black Lion TV family what you do?
No, I cannot. I'm intimidated now because Erica just put everything. He's going to skip and go to Chicago because I got to figure some things out in my life. No, but very, very quickly because so I've been another native of Chicago since I've been out here since in LA since '98. So I'm gonna say it's been a 20-year boot camp. I'm not going to all the preliminaries of that and say that God has finally decided, because of my commitment to the business, commitment to my craft and the work, that He is blessing me with the things that are coming to fruition right now. So I had a movie that aired started off for Christmas on BET called For the Love of Christmas, and I had Smilf. When I'm in a scene with what's my girl's name? I can't forget her name. But she was nominated for 2 Golden Globes. Frankie Shaw, that's her name. She created this show. She got to the start of it. So I'm on that, and also Silicon Valley, and now we have Just a Friend coming out Valentine's Day. So we're going to keep on parlaying this, and let's see what God gonna do with it. So that's for me right now.
Oh, great.
All right, sounds great.
Okay, then. Did that right.
Yeah. Last but not least, the lovely Miss Takara. Can you please give us a brief bio?
Hey, what's up, everybody? I am Takara Jones. I'm from Dayton, Ohio, so I'm from the Midwest. We the best. I was introduced into right. I'm not Chicago, but I'm down the road. Like,
we'll come scoop you up.
Thank you. Come pick your sister up. I was introduced to everybody through America's Next Top Model season 3. But before then, I was already signed to Wilhelmina Models in New York, which is one of the top model agencies in the world. And from there, I've been blessed to work with different networks like BET and VH1 and TV One and Bounce TV, and then that's how I met Trey too. And he actually hooked me up with this job with Annette and Erica. So I'm really blessed to be part of the cast, and I'm excited to be on this podcast with y'all this morning.
Thank you.
Awesome.
I'm nice, really.
Thank you.
All right, so we'll start with some questions. This first one is going to go to Annette. How did you come up with just a friend?
Well, although it's not a true story, it's a reflection of my life and many of my friends, and I just, I find relationships interesting between men and women and just overall relationships. So just the dynamics that I've witnessed, myself even thinking, okay, well, yeah, I can have this guy friend, and then it kind of gets a fuzzy line, can it really happen? So it just made me want to write this story, and I love romantic comedy. So, and watching movies, and I didn't see a reflection of myself. So I wanted to create something that was lighthearted and reflected my personality and who I am as a person and the people I hang around. And we have fun, friendly relationships and, romantic sides of our lives as well.
Okay.
So that's kind of how.
All right, so Erica, can you just tell us about your character, Wanda?
Sure. I was fortunate enough to be given the opportunity to play Wanda on Just a Friend, and Wanda is kind of like the voice of reasoning. She's vocal. She's very vocal, and she kind of tells people exactly what just a friend is, and talks about having, platonic relationships, default friendships, and she explains the definition of what that is. And I think that she kind of finds herself in a situation with a guy, and he's questioning her as well as what's your definition of it, and they kind of they have a kissing moment. So that's in a nutshell, without giving too much away.
All right, sounds pretty well. So Trey, is there any similarities between you and Trevor?
Y'all are too formal. I wish I was in the studio with y'all right now. I'd like y'all a couple of edibles. Whatever. But yeah. I know. Okay, so now Trevor is actually very much like me and Annette, because she's an actor, fully director, allowed me to evolve with the character to make him, more authentic to what we both felt that he should be. So a lot of his subject matter and his idealistics is very similar, if not dead on, with me. And actually, like Erica says, it's hard to really go into it without giving up too much away. She was asking that how much she wants to give up and how much not, because I'm not going to tell her too much.
I understand. So Takara, how would you describe your character Autumn?
Yeah, I think Autumn is put in a tough spot because she's the one who has to deal with this just friend situation. And it's like, for real, that's a fine line. Like, okay, my man got this pretty friend and they just friends, and they not even just friends when I give them the movie way, but they trying to be best friends for real. Not friends, but best friends. So, Autumn, she is skeptical, to say the least. So, but she tried to deal with it in a mature way, because, as women, we believe, ain't nobody take our man, then he wasn't ours if you took him. So, just trying to be strong and it, walk that fine line. Letting your man have pretty female friends.
Okay, so to Kara, this question is to you also. Do you really think a man and woman can just be friends?
me personally, yeah, of course. Men and women are see, I think we were talking about this before, though. I think where the or the hesitation and stuff comes from is how did they become friends? I think the setup is the important part of the question. Like, yes, men and women can be just friends, but how did they meet? How did they become friends? Aha!
Oh, man. All right. Trey, what's your take on that subject?
If you're not attracted to the woman, you could be friends all day.
All right.
But if you're attracted, you might have to skew some things. So that goes into all the logistics of it goes too deep into it for me. What that means is, yeah. But if you're not attractive, you can be. That's a no-brainer. Yes, you can. Obama.
All right. So, Ms. Annette, this question is for you. Since you created the project, what is your opinion?
Well, I would say it's challenging, and particularly if you're in a relationship, and the other parties may become jealous or, but at one point in time in my life, I thought that men and women could be friends. And, I think it was kind of, maybe I would say I was naive because I thought I was immune. Like, oh, I can't have emotions for my friend. And, and then you find emotions creeping into your dearest friendships. And it's like, so now I don't believe men and women can be friends. So whether you act on it or not, they can't be friends in that certain way. Like two women can be friends without that intimacy or that attraction there.
Right.
So it's a fine line, and if the line is crossed one day, so no, I don't believe that it can.
Right, it's all downhill from there. Oh, hey.
Exactly. So I'd say go for it. It's my opinion. We all have our opinions, but and that's what makes it so much fun because it's not a yes or no for most people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, understandable.
What do you two think? Since y'all the interviewers, what do you think?
Right, that's what I was about to say. Right. What y'all think?
Honestly,
Don't speak so fast.
Honestly,
You're like, we're just getting it in right now. I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
That's how we start our mornings over here.
Oh my God, my morning coffee to answer this question.
The new Breakfast Club over here.
Hey, I want to hear the answer.
Right.
Okay, my bad. Go ahead.
I think they, honestly, I think they can. In my personal opinion, I think they can. I do have guy friends that I have never thought, I never looked at them as more as just guy friends, and they vice versa. So I do believe they can be friends.
I do too. I think I have some too that I don't see that way, but I'm not everybody. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not everybody. Okay, Phil.
Y'all kind of real suspect right now. Both of y'all sound real suspect.
Oh dear.
Hey, Phil and Simone are so politically correct. I love it.
Right.
I try.
Right. So, Erica, what do you think is going to immediately grab the audience attention about this?
Yeah, we're going to segue out that shit real quick. Segue out of that.
Just a friend is so relatable. It's so relatable because you do have people that say you can be friends and you do have people that say you can't be friends. I kind of I have a lot of male friends. And recently, they're like, I like this film, Just a Friend. I saw the trailer. I looked on Facebook and I like it. Hashtag just, Erica. I can relate to it. I'm like, what? What were you trying to say? And I'm like, what? And then my other friend, well, I like this film. And I'm just like, why do you like the film? It's relatable. It's so relatable, Erica. So I'm like, wait a minute. Like, what y'all trying to say? So it's hard. It's so hard to figure out, does this person like me as just a friend, or is this person really trying to, start a relationship with me? Or not even start a relationship, like jump into bed with you and, be intimate. I mean, you get mixed signals all over the globe in the world, and you start getting DMs, certain these DMs in your Instagram. They be like, just a friend. It's relatable. You're like, what? And what is this picture? What is this picture? So I don't know. And then guys always say that. They may like you, but I think that's the trickery here. Oh, well, we could be just a friend. And it's like, oh, okay. I got another friend.
That's their way to get in. Right. We could be friends. I want to start it all. That's their foot in the door.
Yes. But the film is so relatable. It's so relatable. I think people are going to enjoy it on Valentine's Day. It's the perfect film for Valentine's Day, and the perfect discussion.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so Annette, I have 2 questions for you, but back to back. Why should our listeners watch?
Just kind of spinning off what Erica just said. It's relatable, and most, if not all people, will see themselves in these characters in all walks of life, any shade of color. It's such a fun movie that deals with relationships. It doesn't take you to that heavy place, but yet it still has enough drama to keep you holding on. And so in my opinion, it's a breath of fresh air. It's just something fun and come out, escape into, the lives of these characters. It's just, so that's why I think they should come out and watch it.
All right. Okay, so now to steer a bit off the film, what type of films do you hope to create down the road?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that, please?
What type of projects do you hope to create in the future?
Well, I will continue to create movies that I enjoy and stories that reflect me and the people I'm around. So it'll be similar types of feel-good movies. I do enjoy dramas too, although I love romantic comedies, I don't have a problem with doing some dramas, and my stories will always deal with relationships. And I enjoy stories that couples or people face obstacles and they overcome them. So I enjoy telling stories like that, overcoming obstacles. And I just love the idea of love and all that type of good stuff. So those are the type of movies you'll continue to see from me. And there is a part 2 to Just a Friend as well. So.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Breaking news.
So
breaking news.
Breaking news.
Okay, breaking news. Breaking news.
Ooh, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, Erica, again, you were on Lincoln Heights, you're on, Chicago Med. What would you say is more difficult for you to do, comedy or drama? Because I say comedy is more difficult to do. What is your take on it?
I think both of them are difficult. And when you find yourself thinking it's easy, I think you have to do like an adjustment evaluation because you're not putting in the work. Anything that you're passionate about, you should always be exploring the truth and the honesty and try to be as authentic to the character, like Trey said earlier with his character. If you find it too easy, I think it's a problem. You're always learning. So comedy, you try to hit those beats and make the funny moments. So when I was doing Let's Stay Together, I kind of explored that and worked through those techniques. drama is just as difficult because, you know, comedy, you're making people laugh, hopefully, if you're doing it right. If you're doing it right. Drama, you're touching people's hearts and pulling on they're tugging on their heart and, you know, pulling their emotions. So if I know when I'm doing the work, when somebody comes up to me and they quote something I said in the film or in the television show, and they say, this moment touched me. And I'm like, whoa, okay, then I was doing the work because I touched a human being emotionally, you know, whether it was comedy, like I love that you had me cracking up laughing, or if it's a drama, you had me crying in this moment, then I know that I was doing the work. So I think both of them equally are, if you're passionate about this industry and this career, finding the work, both of them can be challenging. But I mean, I love doing both. I love doing both. I see actresses that kind of pick a lane and people are like, where's your lane? And I'm like, I'm all over. I'm switching lanes, you know? So like move out the way. I got my blinkers on here, there, here. So yeah.
I like that too. I
love that.
Trey,
thank you.
You know, for you, yeah. So, Trey, this question is for you. With huge success with shows like Black Lightning and Blackish, and we all know Black Panther is going to display at the box office. That is no question. Do you think we are finally being embraced, that hunger is finally being embraced for, you know, diversity, like what we've been saying all these years?
No. I think they just capitalizing more with monetarily, and now instead of being the CW and the UPN, I'm about to say you pick it, my bad. Anyway, instead of being that, there's monetizing, you know, everything more. So now it won't be that way until we actually start owning our own studios and becoming partners or owning the networks. And then you'll see the real diversity and the real stories. They only still let a certain amount of stories get out. That's why you see a slave movie or 2 slave movies every year. You know what I mean? There's always something like that nominated. We have more stories, and that sales always something like that. So until we're in more control, then you will see that. Other than that, it's still just capitalizing, saying they're like, we gotta make some money off these black folk. You know, so that's all.
Right.
In my opinion.
Okay.
Right, and I agree with that. I do believe that once we see, you know, more diversity in the writers' room, the directors, you know, owning.
No, they had that. No, they've been having that since Living Color. Like Living Color, any of them had all black staff, their whole family, whatever. It's the never. That's why they wouldn't let Michael Jordan, Oprah, and Bill Cosby buy NBC. That's why they still won't let no black people have a major network. They'll let Oprah have OWN all day. They'll let 50 have one of the number one shows on Starz. You will never have I don't even say never. They'll have a partnership in Starz. You know what I'm saying? Until you become a partnership, you have 50-50 or 51% where you can actually make real decisions that people can't override you. That's when the change really occurs.
Right. I agree with that. Yeah.
Right, yeah. Okay, so this last question goes to Takara, and it's almost like the question that Trey answered. Do you think Hollywood is finally ready to open the door to women and people of color?
Well, I think because of everything that's going on in Hollywood, I think it's a really great time for women of color to like band together, to come together and start making like more opportunities for ourselves. So I hope that this brings some change about what is bringing change about. There's a lot of scandal and drama going on. So I think this is our cue to get together and stand by one another and start doing our own things. And I think we are.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you guys, especially you, Trey. Absolutely agree.
I do too, yeah.
Yeah. So I do appreciate you guys, coming down and speaking with us today. I know you guys are super busy, but we do appreciate you guys coming down and speaking with us, especially about the movie. It just sounds perfect for the Blacktown TV family. If you don't want to see 50 Shades Free, which I suggest you don't, please pick up Just a Friend this Wednesday. It'll make a perfect match for Valentine's Day. So once you're getting your flowers, your candy, make sure you pick up this movie for a perfect compliment. It's going to be great. I think people will absolutely love it. The cast, you guys are really great, really talented, so talented, and you still have to help me with this. I couldn't handle all this talent on my own. Philip, I really thank you for being here with me.
Yes, yes, because everybody was great. Everybody was amazing, and everybody in Chicago that's listening, on Wednesday, Valentine's Day, there's a special premiere of Just a Friend in Chicago at the Landmark Century Center Cinema. So please look that up, Google it. If you have time, go. The film sounds amazing. The cast that's here is great. And, you know, please go if you can for a great Valentine's Day dinner and movie.
There it is.
Thank you. Yes. Y'all know, don't if you can.
Thank
I
you.
love it when Erica say yes.
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Absolutely, yes.
Oh, everyone, hashtag Just a Friend, the film. Hashtag it. Go on Instagram. Go on Twitter. Go on Facebook. Or hashtag Just a Friend, the movie. And also Just a Friend. Hashtag.
Hashtag
Please,
Just a Friend,
please.
everybody.
Please.
Thank you guys so much.
Okay.
Yes, I agree again.
And happy Valentine's Day to all my lovers out there. I want to say that. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone loving themselves, too. Happy Valentine's Day.
Yes.
Right. And happy Valentine's Day to all of my Just a Friends. You know who you are.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, man. Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
I do want to
Thank you.
again for joining us.
Thank you.
Trey, Takara, we really do love you guys. You guys are awesome.
Yes,
We'd love
thank
to have you guys back on again sometimes. You guys are amazing. I love it.
Amazing. So funny.
Absolutely.
Thank you, guys.
Simone and Philip.
Thank you.
And thank you,
Absolutely.
Trey, Eric, and Tyra.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you. Y'all have a fabulous day.
Thank
Yes,
you.
Have a blessed day. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Alrighty then, I do want to thank everyone from Blacktown TV for watching. Again, if you guys want to follow us, please follow us at info@blacktowntv.com. You guys have a great day. My name is Simone Jackson.